Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Brand Therapy Thursday show. I'm your host, Faith James, and it's a great day, and we are going to have so much fun today. So, today we're talking about LinkedIn. And so, this show is especially for you if you know that this year you want to do some bigger, better things with your brand and that you want to connect with people who are on that same trajectory as you, meaning you want to up level, you want to connect into some newer spaces where you can have some more meaningful outcomes for this year. So if you are joining me, I would love for you to come on in and say hi so I can properly welcome you into the show. If you're watching on the replay, remember always do hashtag replay. I will come back and answer any questions that you have. So just let me know so we can be clear on who we're talking to. If you have your LinkedIn account, I want you to type in the comments what your username is on LinkedIn. So this is just a quick, easy way for people to connect with you. So what is your LinkedIn? Good afternoon, Brenda. What is your LinkedIn username, Brenda? We're having everybody just post in the comments what your username is on LinkedIn. So mine is just, my name. So it'll look like this. And so make sure if somebody else was asking you to do this and you're like, oh, what's my name? I have no idea. That's how you write your LinkedIn username. There is always that /IN/ and then your name. So let's connect. Okay, Brenda says it's her username. Yeah, so similarly like me, but I want to make sure you guys get into the habit of if you ever have to write it out. So let's say you're filling out an application and they're specifically asking for the URL, not just the username, that you know how to actually either you have it already memorized or you know to go find it. And good morning, beautiful Brenda. So, hey, AJ, Brenda said, yeah. So your account has been blocked and you're creating a new one. So why was your account blocked, AJ? Do you know, did you appeal it? Did they give you a reason why? Just curious on that. So put your username for LinkedIn. Everybody who puts theirs, I'm going to show it so that you can get connected with everybody else. Okay. So yeah, let's start connecting because that's the first step with LinkedIn is just show up, just start using it, just start setting it out there. Is it currently in your email signature when you send an email, whether it's to a prospect? First of all, let me just say something on an email signature. Every single piece of communication that you send needs to have a signature. So let me see if I can share mine. I'm going to create. Okay, great. And I will share this with everyone. Okay, so just so you know what I'm talking about. So can you guys see, this is my email signature, all of this. Every single time I go to hit create, I don't have to write this in or type this in or find it. And you see, this is a dynamic signature that I'm using. So when I send this to someone, all of these are hyperlinked to all of my social media platforms. Like that's how you show up like a pro, because it's the worst thing if you, let's say you sent a proposal out to someone and they want to check you out and kind of see what's going on. Then they have to think like, oh, let me try to find her. And Lord help you if your username on LinkedIn or any of your social media platforms is not your first name, last name. This is why you want to have this in your signature, because the people are busy and the people don't have time to go hunt and find it. So you want to make sure that it's there. And remember, because in my Brand Momentum morning show, we're talking about busting through resistance. If you don't have this dynamic email signature, let that not be an excuse. Literally type out the URL. Like, let's just say I didn't have this, right? That I have every single thing typed out. Again, it's thinking about how to make it easier for people to find you. So you want to make sure you're doing that. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Brenda says, okay, yep, this is her dynamic link that includes all of her brand elements, including being able to buy her book. This is important. If you don't have something like this that Brenda's talking about, it's going to be so important, especially when we do Social Branding Bootcamp, and I teach this in the Instagram section. Instagram only gives you one measly little link, and you want to have something like this. So I use Shorby. So I'm going to show you what mine looks like. And it's so important that you keep this updated, because when you, when you have, let's say you're doing a promo, you have a book event going on, you want to update these, right? So this is what mine looks like on Shorby. And I like this because I could use, I can have my brand colors, etc. But you see, I have all of these things. So if I just send somebody to my Shorby link, which is shore.by/personal branding, everything there. So I just opened my Bling Your Brand boutique with Swarovski. And so when I post, like, so today is dress up your pet day. And I posted a picture of Fancy in the Swarovski tri-wrap bracelet around her neck as a collar. And let me just see if I can't show that to you. And then I said, happy, let's stop sharing this and start sharing this. So here is the post for today. Happy National Dress Up Your Pet. And I say, it's National Dress Up Your Pet, and Queen Fancy is here for all of it. And no tutus and booties for her. She demands to be treated like a queen. So she's sporting the Swarovski bracelet, and I have the link there. But if you look here, it's what I showed you before. It's in, so this is my Shorby link here on my Instagram. Because if you notice too here, this is why I say this, even though I put the link here, it's not clickable. Do you see? If somebody were to click on this post and look at that, it's not clickable. And so you want to put in the copy link in bio, and then when they click on the link in your bio, boom, all of your stuff shows up. The reason why this is important, so right here, right, it's the first thing. So if I did click on that, it's going to take them to the Bling Your Brand boutique. Then there's the accelerator course. There are my 2 books. There's the Social Branding Bootcamp here, right? So here's, my YouTube channel. So you see that it gives people an opportunity. It gives people an opportunity to connect with you. So they come for one thing, but maybe they stay for something else. So I want you to really think about, how are you showing up on your social media? Are you showing up like a pro? Thank you, my love. Yes, Social Branding Bootcamp is amazing. So here's what I'm going to tell you what's happening. I'm doing one specifically for LinkedIn. And when I tell you what happened yesterday, you'll understand why. So what I'm doing for LinkedIn is going to be a salon intensive. What that means is you're going to show up in the morning. We're going to work till the end of the day. And when you're done, you're going to leave with a like all-star pro, amped up, leveled up LinkedIn profile. It's going to be done in a day. We have zero time to waste. So let me tell you why I decided to talk about LinkedIn in today's training session. I got an email, I don't know, a week ago from this company, this global company. And I was like, what is this? Like, do I have any time? No, I have zero time. My plate is too full. So I just decided anyway, you know what, just be all about the divine connections and the divine appointments. And, you know, if it's not for you, you'll know you're not going to worry about wasting your time. So I respond and I said, hey, can you just tell me a little bit more about this and basically why are we, you know, having this conversation? So the woman proceeded to give me more information, send all the links and said, hey, let's just get on a call and I can give you all the details. So I said, great. So I get on the call and it's this company, Prism, they do global events, and they're calling me specifically to let me know that I have been shortlisted. So on a list of 250 people who made the short list to be a nominee and potential recipient of the top 100 most influential people in marketing and advertising. I'm sorry, wait, what? So meanwhile, she's going through and telling me all about the different, you know, conferences that they've done. The one that they did in 2019 was in Dubai. And this year, the conference is going to be at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. So I'm still trying to process, because literally on my vision board that I did last week, that's a big thing that I've put, you know, as kind of like, you know, global expansion. My word for the year is global expansion. When I was in, you know, Karen Treaster's program just kicked off this past Monday, and always on the first night, she asked, what is the thing that you're trying to accomplish? And I said, global expansion. So here I am on the phone with this global company that puts on events all around the world by different sectors. So they have insurance, they have real estate, healthcare, financial services, marketing and advertising. And I might be missing, you know, I think like agriculture might be another one. They do 8 different conferences across the globe. How did you find me? Well, I'm like, I still can't even get beyond like all of the stuff that she's saying. And she's like, we've got 35 people on the team who they do the screening, the criteria, Listen to me now, everyone. She says, we found you on LinkedIn. Hello. This is why I focus on helping everybody try to understand what I mean when I say build a brand. Branding is different than marketing. Marketing is you creating all of your messages, pushing it out, buy my stuff, BOGO, 2 for 1, everything on sale, 20% off, right? And that's not a disparaging comment. I just want you to understand the difference. So that's marketing. You are doing the efforting. You are pushing your messages out. Branding is attracting. The people are coming to you. Oh, hey, I just saw your IG video. I love it. I want to talk to you. Hey, I just saw you. I loved your this. Right? Oh, I just saw you on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Literally, we were supposed to be on the phone at 2. She was going to be calling me and she didn't call me till like 2:05. She's like, I'm so sorry. Apologies. I got caught up in your show. I was watching you and, you know, I was so caught up into the conversation. But I said, oh, what show were you watching? Because this is me. I'm testing. I'm like, let's see. What show were you watching? She's like, oh, I was watching you on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. And then she proceeded to tell me stuff that I was saying on the show. Like when I said, oh, I have a talk ready for any minute. If somebody says, oh, so-and-so canceled at the BB&T, can you speak? All I would say is, hold on, let me get my shoes, because I'm ready to give a talk at any moment. I build a stay ready brand. She's like, oh, I just love that. And then she was like, and what was that other book? You mentioned something about a book that you were, and so clearly she had watched the show. This is not just some like, thing that she's trying to like make up. So just by me showing up consistently doing the work, this is why I want you guys to understand why I press this so hard, because you know not the day, the time, nor the hour. Last week, I was in a session with the Brand Accelerators, and Ivory proceeded to let me know. She's like, so when are you going to, give us like your bragging things? Like, when are you going to talk about your bragging rights? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, POTUS, Barack Obama is following you on Twitter. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh, Ivory doesn't know what she's talking about. It's probably a fake. It's not a real profile. She was like, no, it is. So in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, right. Let me go check for myself. I bet you I'm not going to see that little blue verified check mark. Go to Twitter. You don't believe me. So I started to scroll down all the people that were following me, and I'm like, well, hello, there's an easier way to do this. Type in the name of the person that you're wanting to see their profile. And if they're following you, when that result in the search bar comes up, it'll have a little banner that says follows you. So I type in Barack Obama. There it is with the verified check mark. And in the result, follows you. I was just like, no, I don't even understand. But listen, the favor of God rests heavy on my shoulder. I question it not. Why is Barack Obama following me on Twitter? I don't know anybody in DC. None of my besties interned at the White House. It's not like I have some family connection. You guys get what I'm saying? And Michelle Obama is not following me. So it's not like it was just like, oh, just like a group Obama follow. It is because your brand has shown up in such a way that it's demonstrating the value, that it catches the eyes of influencers, global influencers, and I didn't even know. I am just so busy, head down, doing the work, working with my clients, working with my platinums, working with the accelerators, doing the show, right? Building my global empire. I didn't even see when POTUS, Barack Obama, started following me on Twitter. That's the brand attracting. I didn't send a message out saying, hey, chief of staff for Barack Obama, here's why Barack Obama should follow me. I do this, I do this, I did. That's an example of when you build your brand, it just attracts the people, the right people for whom you are here to serve, the right people for whom you're here to connect with, they will find you. Stay consistent, stay consistent. Yes, shout out to Ivory Morgan Burton, my ride or die, always looking out for me. Blind spot covered. Ivory. Brenda, like I just like, wait, what? Brenda says your huts are very interesting and you and people lean in when you're on your lives. Thank you, my love. Listen, all glory to God. So I use those two examples to tell you we're still in the beginning of the year. We're still in January. We have got to get about the business of being serious about building our social brands, and specifically on LinkedIn. So if you're like, look, I don't have any more time, I can't do one more thing, then let's look at what you can take off. Let's look at what's one thing you can take off of your plate, only if your brand has something that a millionaire can use. If you don't, then fine, keep doing what you're doing, no worries. But if you're like, you know what, no, my service is good, and this is what I want you guys to hear me say, your brand is important, it matters, and it's necessary. It is important and it matters and it's necessary. You've got to get your message out to the people. And you don't do it by playing whack-a-mole with your brand. On today, off for 2 weeks. Back half a day next week, off for 2 months. Right? Just imagine if you were on a boat that was doing this. What do we know is going to happen? You're going to get seasick. You want to have a consistent flow. Nice, easy. We don't even know the boat's moving. That's what you want for your brand. So on LinkedIn, answer this question for me. Just type it in the comments. Do you have a product and or service that somebody who is in business can use? Do you have a product and or service that someone in business can use? And that's either a yes or a no. Let me see in the comments. Because if you do, Brenda says yes. Who else is saying yes? Does your brand offer any services that someone in business can use? Does your brand offer anything for directors of HR? Does your brand offer anything for CEOs? Does your brand offer anything for VPs of product development? Does your brand offer anything that they can use? And if the answer is yes, then I want you to next ask yourself, when it comes to LinkedIn, oh my gosh, I love you, Makika. Thank you for that. When it comes to your brand, when you look at your LinkedIn, how are you doing? Good afternoon, Lisa. Yes, exactly. I would gander 99% of us offer some product and or service that a business person can use. So then I want you to look at your LinkedIn profile and say, if I were the CEO of a company, if I were the director of HR of a company, if I were the head of events for a global planning event company, would I want to connect my brand? Would I want to connect my brand with this brand? Brendan Warren says, yes, she could do better. Yes, we can all do better. Lisa says, not great. Here, guys, here's the first thing: acknowledgement, because you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. So acknowledgement now, we know we can show up better. Because here's what's happening. A director of a conference looking for people to nominate, to be a part of their brand. Because by being on this short list, and if you get nominated into the top 100, you're getting your own video of you walking up to the stage, collecting your award. You get the stage in front of hundreds of people for a minute to say something. You get on their website. You have a special section on their website. You're going to be in the magazine. Hello, you can potentially even get your own keynote and or panel just if you make it into the top 100. Do you understand that this moment could absolutely change the trajectory of my company? That this moment could absolutely change the trajectory of the brand. And why? Because I kept my head down. First, I made a decision. This is what I talked about on the Brand Momentum Morning Show. I made a decision. I made a decision that LinkedIn was going to be base camp for me, right? You know, in Social Branding Bootcamp, we talk about the 3 big platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I made a decision for me. You have to make the decision for you. What's going to be your base camp? Base camp means the place where all of your equipment, all of your stuff is staying. This is where you're tenting. This is where you're everything, right? Do you venture off? Do you hike different trails and go explore? Absolutely. But the base camp, where is the stuff staying? Where is the brand residing? Where is the brand showing up? For me, it's on LinkedIn. And so where is it for you? Because if it's not LinkedIn for you, it's fine. Again, no judgment, but I'm just showing you the power of building your brand on social media, number one, but more specifically on LinkedIn, because I would probably say 8 out of 10 of the connections that you meet have a very strong potential for taking your brand into a quantum leap, into a next connection. I was talking with I think I shared this with you guys before, where I just reached out to a CEO of a company, and they do all sorts of, growth strategies and coaching for entrepreneurs across the world. So I said, you know what? I have my Brand Accelerator course that would be really, sort of synergistic with what they're doing. I'm just going to reach out to the CEO. Reached out, connected. It's like, oh, hey, we'll connect you with so-and-so, the VP, to see if this is like a good partnership for both of us. I had that conversation with the VP, and she said their partnerships they're doing in June, so we'll revisit it. But in the meantime, she has her own business, her own brand, and invited me to speak on her Life Story Summit. Now, I want you to understand when somebody is inviting you in to do something, they're connecting their brand to your brand, and people don't take that stuff lightly. So because I build a Stay Ready brand, she was able to, on my YouTube channel, see all the videos, all the things that I was doing. She's like, yeah, I watched some of your videos on YouTube and you're amazing, they're great, fantastic. So now she's invited me now into her personal brand world where she's connected with all sorts of wonderful, amazing, intellectually curious people that are now going to be part of my sphere when I appear on her summit. That invitation would not have happened if my brand looked a hot mess in the streets, because she's not trying to look like she's crazy. You want the brand invitation. The brand invitation will come when people make an assessment that, yes, I want to align myself with this person. I want to be seen in public with this person. Yeah? So LinkedIn. I want you to use these 3 words to give you a fearless approach. I don't want you to worry about, oh my gosh, it looks so different than Facebook. I don't know what this thing means. I can't find this. I'm all about like getting out of the resistance. We're doing that every single morning this month of January, breaking through resistance. So if you haven't joined me on the Brand Momentum Morning Show, we do that 10 a.m. every day. Don't worry about what the buttons are on LinkedIn. Don't worry about what any of the stuff is doing. Don't worry about you never heard of the feature button and you don't know how to click. Irrelevant. The decision first must be made. It can't be wishy-washy. It can't be willy-nilly. It can't be like, yeah, I think it has to be a strategic intent, as we say in the industry. What is the strategic intent for this campaign? This is what we're after. Not like, we'll see what life brings. We'll see how it works out. My strategic intent is global expansion. So when you take the island, as we say, you've got to burn the boat. So that means if you're decided that your brand has a product and or service that LinkedIn can use, that you are decided that your presence must be made known. There are, I have to get the new numbers, millions of people, businesses on that platform. Here's a really interesting thing. Whereas on Facebook, there's so many people creating content, etc. On LinkedIn, only like 1% of the people actually are content creators. That means, honey, the runway is wide and long. There is room at the end for people who, listen to me, are coming with good content and want to give value. It's also littered with the people who will connect with you and right away they're like, hey, I work with coaches. I can 10x your business. As I like to say, you don't know me like that. You don't even know what my goal is. My goal may not be to 10x. My goal may just want to be like, keep it as is. There's no judgment against me. You can't tell me what my goals are. But people need to first understand you must start asking questions and connect just as if it were in person. It's no different. But you have those bad actors out there. Hey, Karen. Yes, you're welcome, my love. Yeah, that's the platinums get the social branding boot camp every single time I run it. So no challenges there. Brenda says I was just talking about that last night. Confirmation. Which part, Brenda? What part were you talking about last night? Yes, you've got to burn the boat. So you have to first make a decision. Is LinkedIn a place where you want to show up and you want to show up in a big way? And big doesn't mean you have to have like big, huge, massive production. Big just means, hey Vivian, thanks for joining, my love. Big just means you have a consistent flow coming in. Thank you for that transparency. Vivian says I've neglected LinkedIn. A lot of people do. But that's why, yes, Brenda, we've got to burn the boat. That's why I'm on here, because this was just such proof positive, because as I say to you, I am busy with the business of building my clients' brands, building my own brand, being a source of sweet inspiration for the world, that I did not even realize POTUS Barack Obama was following me. But you know what I do? Glory be for Promo Republic. If you guys don't have Promo Republic, reach out to me. I will get you a link for that. Glory be to Promo Republic, because when I create one post, I have all of my platform destinations linked to that. So when I created any post you may see me with, it goes to my Facebook, both of my Facebook business pages, my personal page, my business, my, entrepreneur business page, as well as my agency's Facebook business page. It goes to my LinkedIn company page, right? It goes to my Google My Business page. It goes everywhere. So even if there are days, and there have been weeks where I have not written an article, just been like so busy, but you know what? The post went, because I used this auto scheduler that at least keeps me showing up consistently. So you want to do that. Hi, Sharon. Sharon says, need to do more on LinkedIn. Thank you. Okay, yes, absolutely. Or hi, beautiful. How are you? Need huge help on LinkedIn. Okay, well, help is coming, because I have decided that I'm going to do what I'm calling these LinkedIn Salon Intensives. It's going to be one day, 8:30 to the end of the day. They're going to be small salons, because obviously I'm going to be doing the bulk of the work for you. So for example, your summary. So, okay, let me just run through quickly what we're going to do. And if you want to be in that salon, and you want to get your LinkedIn profile amped up, all-star, leveled up, next level, quantum leap in one day, because you don't have that kind of time to waste, then I want you to just type below LinkedIn Salon. Better yet, let me give you my email. I want you to just email me. You don't have to put anything in the copy in the email other than the subject line, LinkedIn Salon. And I'll know what that means, and I'll follow up and give you the details with the dates and times and pricing. But you're going to have it done in one day. So everything from your headline summary, which is so important. If your headline summary just is a rehash of your title, you're missing the boat. The headline summary is huge piece of real estate that communicates your essence, your brand, your point of view, what you're about, so people can know. So let's just say if you're in real estate and there are thousands of realtors. If I just put Faith James, broker real estate agent, that's not telling anybody nothing. That's not standing out in anybody's mind. So the summary headline needs to be written in a way that not only communicates who you are, but your unique promise of value, what makes you different and what makes you stand out. So there's that. Then you have, of course, The bio, so key. That's the conversation that people are going to be having with you about you, but you're just not going to be a part of it. This is why when I say you want to make sure that you understand your social media platforms are like your sales force out in the marketplace. And they're having conversations with these people that are like coming in and saying, hey, you want to make sure that that bio is written in a way that it's telling the people what you want it to be telling them. Yes? So the bio absolutely needs to be done. Next, the featured section. So important. And again, don't worry if you don't know what a featured section is or which button. And what the featured section does is it highlights from your existing content. So this is something that you would have already posted, whether it's a post or an article, but it brings that to the top. So let me go to my LinkedIn right now because I want to make sure you guys are catching this. So for those of you who are like, this is gold and I want to like get some more gold, I'm going to give you some gold right now. Okay. So here is LinkedIn. And shout out to Melody Dixon, Platinum Brand Experience client. See, this is one of the things that I do for my clients. When you work with me, you're in my sphere any way, shape, or form, I get your brand visibility amped up. So I booked her on this show to get her brand out there. Okay, so you go to your profile page. If you don't have something like this, I want you to look at if you have to go look at it on your phone. If you don't have a cover art that's working, remember I always say hashtag no lazy content. If you don't have something like this, you need to just be commenting, emailing me, faith@faithjames.com, an email that says LinkedIn Salon, because you need it bad. Because if this isn't working here, like, look, this is what we see straight away. If this isn't working, they're not going to go any further. So this is what I was talking about, the summary. So this little bit right here, changing the world one brand at a time, is communicating a statement of value about me, that I understand that what I'm doing is not just about me for fame and fortune, but my gifts and my talents are to make a positive impact in the world. So those are just the little things that I'm talking about. Now here, featured. So I'm looking at this as if I'm just somebody viewing my profile. So somebody met me at a networking event. They're like, oh, let me check this chick out. Let me see what she's into, right? Now you're seeing it. You're looking at it from my point of view. So ignore. You wouldn't see these pencils and the like. But I just want to show you from this side. So this is where the about is where the bio work would be done, right? It's going to be really important that that's compelling and catching. So you see like the opening here. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Right here says, branding is in my blood. Let me go back to where I was. Okay. And there, right? There's a little bit more there. This is what I'm talking about for featured, where the things that you want people. So for those of you who've heard me say this before, and certainly for the accelerators, because that's what we're doing right now in the program in January, the 31 days of content. What are the 2-3 things that you want your brand to be known for? Actually, we're just focusing on 2. Is for me, number 1 is that my brand accelerator course is on the AppSumo platform marketplace, and it's available if you want, help building your brand and taking it to next level. I want that. That's a big part of my brand that I want communicated this year moving forward. Also, that I am a speaker, that I'm an expert, that I'm an influencer, that I know all things branding, and I can be on different programs talking about it. So this is really important. So check this out. So somebody's just scrolling and they're like, oh, okay, let me see. And it's like already these 2 things, if you didn't even look at this bit right here, these 2 featured bits already communicate branding expert. You don't even have to read it. It's like, oh, here she's on the show and she's got a course. She must know something about branding. Okay. Then you can see here, this is, talking about my book, that I was a part of, et cetera, and then just some other posts, awards. So again, they'll know, if they know nothing, it's like, oh, this is an award-winning agency. And then here it shows you all of the activities that you have done over the past however many, and you see here the articles. So this is what we'll do for sure in the salon and the intensive. Writing articles on LinkedIn is a great way to demonstrate with proof positive your thought leadership. And so this was on January 9th, was Vision Board Day. And so I did just a quick bit on vision and writing a vision, and why it needs to be more than just you, and that you need to be really taking a long view to how it impacts the world. And there it is. I'm not selling anything in this. I'm not pitching anybody. I'm not saying buy my stuff, buy my stuff. I'm just showing you who I am as a person, as a brand, my voice, etc. Now you want to then, let me go back here. So another thing, a lot of people don't know that this is possible. If you are not linking your company, first of all, if you don't even know that LinkedIn offers you a company page, you need to be emailing me, faith@faithjames.com, LinkedIn Salon, because here this clicks over to your, it clicks over to your company page. And here you can see all of what's going on there. And what I do right now is I just use the same content, right? It's not about creating anything new. I just use the same content. So on each of your experiences, you can have the ability to showcase media. So if somebody, again, they're scrolling and they see, okay, so she's, chief brand strategist here. Already there's stuff that you see, they're like, oh, okay, what's this? Let me check that out. And there it clicks and it takes them over to my Savvy Branders TV YouTube channel, and they can right away watch a video about me. And
before we start, I want you to close your eyes.
So everything about you speaks, but I want you to know that on the whole, when a company, and again, this is only for people who want to do next level things with their brands. Not everybody wants to work in B2B space. Not everybody wants to work with, corporate or professionals. But if you do, and if you understand that this is where the quote unquote money is, this is where the opportunities are, because again, this company would not have found me if I did not only show up on LinkedIn consistently, but that the quality of my output was on solid ground, that it was professional. Because listen, they're not trying to have crazy people up on their stages. They're not trying to connect their brand in social media and say, oh yeah, we just nominated so-and-so. And it's like, oh my gosh, this person just looks a wreck. They don't know what they're doing. They're not going to do that, because they're all about the preservation of their brand image and their brand reputation. Yes, yes. Okay, Makiko, I see you. Brenda says yes. Lisa, Aurora, wonderful. Hey, Susan, how are you? 2020 is 2021. Yes, honey, do it. Do it. So in the salons, this is how it's going to work. We're going to meet, obviously, virtually via Zoom. You're going to share your screen with me, right? And we're going to take each section and more that I've just gone through, and I'm going to be doing the most of the work for you. So I will write your summary and either send it to you via the chat or send it to you in email. You copy and paste and you update it and you publish and post. Next, article. What's today's date? We're talking about blah, blah, blah. Let's just say we want to do something. Let's say your brand has something to do with love and relationships and connecting, right? That I'm going to help you write an article that ties in with that upcoming day, just like I did with the National Vision Board Day and talked about, how people should really be seeing vision board creation, that is not just about pretty pictures, but that you also need to insert your view for the world, what you want for the world to happen as part of your board. So you see, I've taken a stance that says I'm not just about, oh, give me all the trappings of life. Trust me. Do you see all of my bling? This is from my new Bling Your Brand Swarovski line. I want all of it. I want all the zhuzh. I want all the luxuriating. You see my orchid, my most favorite plant. I want, my mentor, David, says, surround yourself with opulence. So that as you're working, as you're doing, you're staying in this, like this elite mind thinking of like, yes, I deserve the best. I'm doing the best. So you're creating, more magic happens. So that's why I decided I was going to do this, so I can help other people who are like, hey, you want to be able to give like really good gifts. Like one of my favorite books is it's called Giftology. And it talks about how to give good gifts, particularly to your clients, so that you stand out. So you're not just like, oh, here's another tin of cheese flavored popcorn that I sent to 500 other people. That I know what your brand is about, that I know that, aquamarine is your favorite stone because I saw that ring that your husband gave you and I'm going to send you. Just imagine. So this is my real aquamarine and diamond ring. This is the Swarovski ice bracelet. But look how good they go together. Look how great they all go together. And so it's just another way for you to bring opulence into your own life, but also have it as a means for gift giving. Anyway, I digress. So it's going to be, each section is going to be done. That image that and so here's the other thing too. If the images are not pro, if you found it on the internet and it's grainy, no, NO, 0 NO. I sent an email to my list, probably the beginning of, I think it was the beginning of last week, about a resource, a free resource for top-notch, high-quality, professional images. If you didn't get that email, drop your email in the comments. I will add you to my email list. There is no reason for anybody to have low pixelated, grainy images, because that doesn't look good. A company who's producing producing global events in Dubai, they only want to be associated with people who are professionals. And everything about you speaks. Somebody hashtag everything about you speaks. That if they look at your LinkedIn profile and your profile picture is grainy and we can't decipher what's going on, next, the team of 35 people who's selecting for the short list to be considered to be on this top 100 list, next, they have no time for that. There's no reason for that. So we're going to go through each section. So we'll have, so it'll be like from 8:30. So just be ready. It's all day, 8:30 till 5, maybe even more. We'll take breaks in between. We'll have like a little dance break. It'll be fun. But it's a 1-day salon intensive for LinkedIn only. If you know that your brand has something that a millionaire can use, if you know your brand has something that somebody in B2B can use, then this salon is for you. This is not for time wasters. And this is like, no offense, because think about that. I'm going to hold it to fewer than 10. If I get more than 10 people saying, yes, hey, I want to buy this now, I will create a second salon. But it has to be small. It has to be intimate, because I'm literally doing it all in a day. Like, yes, that is the anointing on my life. I can create content in minutes. It's no problem for me. But I want to make sure I'm gifting this opportunity and giving you the opportunity to pay for this, to pay to have it done, because this is what we do. This is what we, hello, beautiful Mary Doissé from the UK. I love it. All in my house, the orchid, the mirrors, the crystals, the divine. Yes, ma'am. We have to take a new stance. We have to feel and be in opulence. My hand cream, right? It's little things. And listen, a lot of these things are my lily candle. I'm setting forth the destination. So again, if we're using the analogy of the boat, I am setting sail to my island of global expansion, of luxury, of la joie de vivre, that is what I want. That is what I'm desirous of my life. On my vision wall, all of the things that right? So you have to be intentional. You have to be decided. You have to be decided. If you are decided that this year and beyond, you're going to show up on LinkedIn in a more meaningful, more impactful way, the salon is for you. If you're not, if you're wishy-washy, if you're like, I'm not so sure, please don't take the space that somebody else could have bought and gotten because they're ready. These are for the people who are ready to go now. Okay, Lisa, I will include that in your email. Vivian, thank you for your email. Yes, Brenda, everything about you speaks. So why I'm pressing this so much is this isn't just your bestie around the way who's going to give you some allowances for if, you have your dog in your profile picture, or if you have low pixelated images and like, that's just Lisa, how she is. Oh, that's just Makiko, she's crazy like that. These are people who don't know you from a hole in the wall, who have the ability and the willingness to change the trajectory of your business and of your brand, who have the means, they have the ability and the willingness to pay, to hire, but you have to show up in a way that gives them confidence that they're not going to look crazy to their people, to their staff, to their CEOs. I told you this before, I will say again. When I was in Port St. Lucie and one of the nonprofit organizations put out an RFP for help with marketing communications, redoing their entire mission, vision, value statement and the like. And I didn't know this executive director. It was just a connection, somebody saying, oh, this so-and-so is doing an RFP. So I responded, I created my material, my proposal, the whole thing, and submitted it to the email I was given. Maybe it was a week or so later, I'm not really sure. I get a call from the executive director. Don't know her from anywhere, could not pick her out in a lineup. And she said, after we had gone through the conversation, she said, listen, I just want to let you know, your proposal was the most expensive. But when I looked at your stuff, I said, this chick knows her stuff. I don't know her. She's no bestie to me. She didn't have to say any of that. But my brand communicated opulence, high value, expertise, subject matter expert, tenure in the position, right? It communicated all of that in a proposal, in my email signature, because my email signature, which I just shared with you guys, that's on always. There is no email that I send, even if I'm responding to one of the accelerators, even if I'm, one of the platinum clients, it doesn't matter. I'm responding to junk mail. My signature is there, always emblazoned. Okay, Vivian's asking a question. Do you recommend to upgrade to premium LinkedIn versus having to pay? Basic is good enough as long as it's presented well. Yes, basic is good enough as long as it's presented well. Here is when paying for the premium becomes important or something to consider, is when you're really doing like high level targeting and searching, when you're trying to connect with people that are like 10 layers deep to you, because right now it's sort of like first, second, and third connections. You have to then get these in-mail credits. And if you go over 9, I think you can't reach out to somebody if you don't have a connection somewhere down in your lineage to that person. So when you have premium, you have more flexibility and more room to blah. But right now you do not need premium. It is not a requirement to show up consistently. You don't need premium to start creating articles. You don't need premium to start creating consistent posts. You don't need premium to start connecting with people and commenting on other people's stuff. One thing I want you to hear me say, this is a strategy. I think I talked to Brenda Swanson about this, but this is, we'll talk about in the salon, warming up the algorithm, whether it's on Facebook or LinkedIn. Warming up the algorithm means this, that after you've done your morning routine and you've done your gratitude journaling and you've done your meditation and you have woosah, and you're ready to start the day, you're going to take 5 minutes out from your phone. Do it first on your Basecamp. So if it's LinkedIn for you, great. If it's Facebook, great. You're going to take 5 minutes. You can set the clock and you're just going to engage. You're going to like people's stuff. You're going to comment, right? You're going to like and comment. You're going to respond to anybody that commented on your stuff. That's how you warm up the algorithm, because what happens? I see that Wendy's birthday is today, it was yesterday. And I go on and I post, happy birthday, Wendy. Took what was it, like half a second, if that? Happy birthday, Wendy. This is how it works. So now that notification to Wendy pops up. Wendy sees that. Wendy, more likely than not, will respond back to me on my page. Now I have a notification. Just that back and forth tells, let's say if it was Facebook, tells the Facebook algorithm, oh, Wendy and Faith just communicated. Wendy and Faith must like each other. Wendy and Faith must want to see each other's content. And now it starts to serve up more stuff from Wendy, more stuff from me. If you notice people that you're like, I haven't seen that person on Facebook in a minute. You know why you haven't seen it? Because you haven't engaged with them and they haven't engaged with you. They're there. Their profile's still active. They're out there doing the most. You just haven't engaged with them and they haven't engaged with you. So Facebook is like, look, we're not about wasting time. If you're not trying to see stuff from each other, we're not going to serve it up. So if you know you want to ensure that people are seeing your stuff, because again, I've heard clients saying to me, I posted that and you posted it and nobody came. The people are busy. And by the time the people came to their timeline, that had already scrolled and passed. So you just doing one thing and think you've done the most is not going to cut it. The people need 6 to 20 touches from you. So they need to see you. So you remain top of mind. You warm up the algorithm. 5 minutes. I'm not saying burn your screen time up to all kind of number of hours sitting on there twirling and just going into dog and cat videos to Never Never Land. What I'm saying is to be intentional about it. And if this is so important, if somebody comments on your post, if all you can muster up is a like, please just do that. Do you know one thing that I do? And this, again, we talk about making a decision. When it's my birthday, which my birthday is coming up February 26th, get ready. I respond to every I don't just do the next day. Thank you all, everyone, for all of the birthday wishes. That was so great. It was so meaningful for me. Because why do I do that? People want to be seen. People want to be heard. People want to feel valuable. People want to feel special. And so though it may be time consuming for me, that is the one way that I show my heart and my connection, that you took the time to write happy birthday to me. By God, I'm going to take the time to respond to you and say thank you. Because they didn't say, hey, shout out to everybody who's having a birthday in February. We see you, we love you, you're doing wonderful things, keep going. No, she said on my timeline, hey, beautiful, have a happy, happy birthday. I'm taking the time. That's one of the things that I do that separates me from so many people, because you don't just hear from me when it's like, ooh, buy my stuff, come to my event. Here's, right? A lot of people do that. You don't even know they're still in business till they want you to buy a seat at an event. And you're like, how now, brown cow? So Lisa, I would say for starting out at the very minimum, you want to do something once a day, at the very minimum. And you know, I don't give too much credence to time of day and all that kind of good stuff, because that's more resistance. And it's like, oh, I'm trying to figure out, I can't do anything I can't post this thing on Friday because I don't know what's the right time on. It doesn't matter. Pick a time and go. Just go. To bust through the resistance, to really get going, it's just go. Massive imperfect action. Somebody hashtag that. Massive imperfect action. When we try to get all the answers and we try to sort it out first and how is it going to go down and we're not really, resistance sneaks up on you, and then next thing you know, you haven't posted in 2 weeks. So we are not going to do that. What's Brenda got some goodies for us? If you're a veteran, yes. Okay, wonderful. That's a great share, Brenda. So if you are a veteran, premium for free. Wonderful. I'll make sure to mention that in the salon as well. See, Vivian, there you go. See, listen, this is why I say we show up. We got to show up, because look at that. Because Brenda showed up and Vivian showed up, Vivian just got a nugget. So if you want help with the LinkedIn production, the brand development, all of it, you want beautiful zhuzh images, you don't have to go hunting and pecking. And here's the thing, these images are royalty free. So you don't have to worry about anybody coming after you and saying, cease and desist, pull that down. That's my image. These are royalty free. They're good to go. They're high quality. They're professional. Your stuff needs to look good. When your stuff looks good, you can charge your worth. If your stuff looks messy, like a 5-year-old did it, I'm just telling you. So that's why I'm doing this salon, because I know, like, who was it? Brenda Swanson is one of my platinum clients. And when you're platinum, you get me to do stuff like that for you. So she had a need to do something with her yoga, virtual yoga studio promotion. And I knew if listen, I can sit with her and show her the way, and she'll get it done eventually. It'll take us a long time. This was like probably 12:30 at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. I did 3 graphics for her. I sent it to her. She didn't even know they were in her inbox. I'm like, did you see the graphic? And she was like blown away, like, oh my God, oh my God. So I will send all the details for the salon, but that's a great question, because I'm going to be asking you for, so here's a little pre-work. This is good. If you have any pro images that you've ever had taken by a photographer, whether it is a headshot or it was a buzz shot, not from your iPhone, not from somebody else's iPhone. I want you to start a library, a collection of all of your pro shots. So let me just share something here with you guys quickly, because we're over time. But I want you to see what I do, because, and you need to have these library images ready to go, because so important. Okay, so we're in Canva. Let me just make sure I can see. So in Canva, and I have the pro version of Canva. I'm thinking you can still do these, but let's set that aside for now. So do you see here, Faith Pro headshots? Can everybody see that? So here I have a folder that says pro headshots. In my uploads here, right? This is a selfie picture, right? So I'm not saying you don't use selfie pictures. That's a selfie. But it's going to be important here that you have these. So everything here was shot by a photographer. So if I'm doing anything where, let's just say I wanted to create a card, like a save the date card, you know, let's just say, let's do this quickly. Let's just say I'm going to do a save the date card. And I want to have these printed, or something like that. When I go to print this, because it's a high quality professional shot, it has a higher resolution. So when you print it, you'll still see all of like the details. If it was a selfie shot that was just taken low resolution, when you go to print, it's going to look grainy. And so you want to think about, if you're sending out a proposal and then somebody's going to print it, and when they print it from their printer, even though you can't solve for their printer, but then it looks crappy, and then there they go, sharing it to their CEO, talking about, oh, I found this great person to come in and do some leadership sessions with their people. And the CEO is looking at it like this, like, no, ma'am. So I want you to, and if you don't have any, that's fine. Well, at least we'll identify that. The reason you want to have a collection is you're going to be interspersing pictures of you, your brand in action, alongside some of these high quality editorial photos. So more on that later. But I'm going to wrap us. It's 1:09. I hope this served you well. Remember, we have to be decided. Decide. When you break down the root word, icide means death. So homicide, somebody killed somebody. Suicide, somebody killed themselves. Pesticide, somebody killed pets, something to kill pests. Decide is you're killing off all other options. This global expansion. There's no like, yeah, we'll see how that works out. If not, maybe what I'm going to do is X, Y, and Z. Nope. The decision must be made. The boats must be burned. We are forward looking. Your front windshield is larger than your rear view mirror for a reason. Eyes on the prize, eyes ahead. We're not living in the past. What is done is done. Yes, it's been 3-4 years since your LinkedIn looked a hot mess in the streets. Good news, help is here. The salon is here. One full day of just intensive work, getting it done from beginning till end. You're going to have it zhuzh. It's going to be la joie de vie. It's going to be perfection. If you want in on that, email me, faith@faithjames.com. Yes, ma'am. We are burning all boats. All boats are being burned, torched, bonfire, because we have to get serious with our gifting and our anointing. We have to know that we have work to do, that the work that we're here to do, that we were destined to do, is important, it's necessary, and it matters. And if we dilly-dally and people can't find us, the next global event planner is looking for somebody to keynote speak and they can't find you, or when they find you, your stuff is looking like, let me take a second pause on this one. Nope, next. What? No reason for that. You have to be ready to meet the moment. This morning I was talking to my husband, we're talking about when people say you're so lucky, right? And the definition of luck. I'm going to leave you with this, guys. The definition of luck is preparedness meeting opportunity. This is here the preparedness why I say build a stay ready brand. This is why I have signature talks ready to go. I'm not waiting for somebody to say, oh, we have this opportunity coming up and then I'm going to be like, ooh, let me get right to speech. Nope. What topic do you want this to be on? Because I have several speeches I can give. Build a stay ready brand. You don't know when the next Barack Obama is going to come looking to find you and follow you on Twitter. You don't know when the next global big time global event company is putting on an award show and talking about they shortlisted you to come to Vegas and get an award and all kind of zhuzh and meet and network with thousands of people and get your own keynote opportunity and your own panel discussion and your name's going to be in lights on the website. What? Burn the boat. Let's burn the boat. Okay, guys, if you want information on the salon, just drop your email. I'm only sending to the people who put their email. So this is not even something that I'm going to be like going beyond this, because literally, as I said, 10 in one salon is going to be plenty for me. So if you want it, get your name to me. That's it. It's going to be on a waiting list. And these are the only people I'm communicating with. It's for the people who are serious. You know what I'm saying? Because for me to do this work, I want you to think about it. I'm the CEO of the company. I'm going to be doing your work for you. So it's sort of like I am taking my time. I am taking all that I know and putting this into an infinitely buyable program that's a full day so you can get to the business of the getting. This is not going to be 6 weeks. This is not going to be nine months. Now, today, we leave. It's done. So only for the serious people. This is not for everybody. All right, beautifuls. I love you so much. Be well, stay well. This is a beautiful, glorious day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be exceedingly glad in it. I love you guys more than you know. Thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for sharing this. Please share this video. Please share this information with anybody that you know that could use a little help. Sometimes that's all it needs. And Jesus says you have not because you ask not. Sometimes people don't know that they're asked like, oh, I don't want to bug her. No, that's what it's there for. We have to help each other. Each one teach one. Each one lifts another person up. But if you don't know that this information, all this goodness is going on here, then there you go, or there they go, still circling the drain. So share the video. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, Brand Momentum Morning Show, 10 a.m. Eastern. Everybody who put their email in, look for information on the salon. And with that, I will bid you adieu. Ciao now.